Architectural Artcast.
We all know the clip.
Go yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
And we all know the internet's reaction to Elon dropping the F-bomb, calling out Bob Iger by name. What gets lost within the shock and spectacle of those comments is the greater context in which those comments were made. That interview. Part of the training to become an architect is learning the ability to be able to defend yourself and your ideas in a public setting, with an emphasis on defending yourself in a hostile environment. Elon Musk put on a masterclass. At the time when I first saw the video, I said, we just saw something. Don't know what it is, but something important just happened here. With all that's happened in the last year plus, I'm going to make the argument that what we saw in that interview was the moment a paradigm shifted. Throughout our discussion, I would like you all to pay special attention to body language. The interviewer's body language is aimed at Elon with some references to the audience. Elon's body language, on the other hand, is aimed at the audience, and I would argue, more importantly, the camera. The interviewer's body language, he's doing what is often called the loving circle. The interviewer is leaning towards Musk. He has a knee and elbow aimed at Musk. His shoulders are turned towards Musk, and even the chair has been angled in Musk's direction. You will see this body language commonly with couples on a date or friends when they're just chatting. All the angling in, facing each other, pointing elbows and knees, all indicates either interest in the person or what they're saying, or both. This is a technique that is often used by interviewers. If they can get the person they're interviewing to mirror the body language, more than likely the person being interviewed is going to relax, open up, become more forthcoming. We're just a couple of friends here chatting about things. It makes it easier for the interviewer to control the conversation. There's a catch. There's always a catch. What happens when the person you're trying to interview doesn't mirror the loving circle? It's like when you offer somebody a handshake and they ignore it. First time, maybe it wasn't personal. Maybe they just didn't see me. They got something on their mind. They're distracted. Sixth or seventh time, it's personal. Throughout the entire interview, Musk refuses to match the loving circle. Elon never turns his shoulders towards the interviewer. That means he's looking across his own body to make eye contact when the interviewer asks a question. At one point, Elon even looks over his own shoulder to be able to see the interviewer. Elon's in the midst of a heated discussion, and he all but turns his back on the person he's arguing with. Elon is showing complete contempt for the interviewer. Elon wants us to know that he holds in contempt who the interviewer is speaking for, who he represents, who he symbolizes, what I'm going to call, for the purposes of this discussion, the status quo. Elon follows 3 important rules whenever you find yourself in a debate in a hostile environment. First, never become defensive. Never try to justify yourself. Second, always be as honest as possible at all times. Third, always question the premise of the question. Never accept a false premise. Always challenge a false premise. Define the question on your terms and answer that question. Elon starts off the interview by making it very clear the only reason why he's there is because his friend asked him to come. He's keeping his word.
I promised you I'd be here, and that's why I'm here.
Well, I appreciate you being here.
Not for any other reason.
Elon isn't being pedantic. He's laying the groundwork. I am only here as a favor to you. No other reason. Y'all need to remember the setting of this interview. This event was attended by some of the most powerful people in the world. Everybody from CEOs, government officials, other billionaires, whatnot. This was meant to be a very public struggle session. It was supposed to be on Elon to prove that he was still worthy to be one of them. When Elon insists, I'm only here because you asked me, no other reason, it's a shot across the bow. He's telling everybody in the room, I ain't playing by your rules. The interviewer is like, we'll see about that. And he jumps right into it. Elon, you're accused of saying naughty things, and that makes you a naughty person. Answer for yourself.
You write this tweet that says that this is the actual truth. People read that tweet.
Yes.
And they say, Elon Musk is an anti-Semite.
Elon immediately pushed back, directly challenged the premise of the question. No, I am not a naughty person. I said a lot more than what you just read.
Did you read the whole thing?
I did, and that's why I want to ask
And
you
the
about
responses?
Excuse me?
I said more.
More responses?
Yeah, I said more than what you just read.
Yes. No, there was absolutely more.
Yes, yes.
Elon establishes right from the beginning that the interviewer isn't being honest. He's not operating in good faith. And y'all will notice the interviewer is more than happy to read the controversial tweet out to the audience. He acknowledges, okay, there was more things said, but he doesn't correct the record. He doesn't read the other tweets out to the audience as well. Elon has again laid the foundation. If you come into the room looking to pick a fight, you're going to come off as defensive with something to hide. Up until this point, Elon has allowed the interviewer to control the conversation. Elon's only responding to what's presented in front of him, but he's laid a trap the interviewer can't wait to run into. The interviewer gets down to brass tacks. The status quo, all the people in that room, don't have a problem with anything Elon personally might or might not have said or written or tweeted or whatever. Cut a check with the right amount of zeros to the right people in that room, all would be forgiven. No. The real issue at hand? People on Twitter, X, are allowed to say naughty things without being censored. That has to come to a stop.
But I'll tell you the thing that struck me. It wasn't, and I'm an American Jew, it wasn't just the people who had that view. It was actually people who really are anti-Semites, who said, oh my goodness, go Elon, this is fabulous. And that actually was the thing that really set me back. I said to myself, what's going on here?
Having felt like he's properly set things up, the interviewer moves on to the next step, the real purpose of this little struggle session, to give Elon an ultimatum. Do what the status quo wants, or else.
But there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
We go back to the foundation Elon laid, the trap he set. I'm only here because you asked me. Wait a minute, you're not being honest. You're not operating in good faith. The interviewer is saying, the reason why you came here doesn't matter. All that matters is the perception that we, the status quo, have created. And by extension, he's acknowledging, I'm not operating in good faith. The interviewer, and by extension the status quo, are playing a game that's as old as time. Nice business you got there. Be a shame if something bad happened to it. Have you considered buying a little insurance? But the interviewer and the status quo have a problem that's also as old as time. What if the person you're threatening doesn't have the same worldview you do? Doesn't value the same things you do? You done screwed up. To quote the late, great Rowdy Roddy Piper, whenever you think you have all the answers, I go and change the questions. The moment the word advertisers was mentioned, Elon pounced. That sprung sound you heard was the trap closing.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go yourself.
But
Go yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
Elon blows up the discussion. The interviewer, the status quo, are trying to claim the moral high ground and at the same time claim to be victims as well. People on Twitter say naughty things. The things they say hurt people. Groups that I'm personally a member of. We are justified in forcing you to censor Twitter. Elon kicks over the table. He says, no. You're not doing something virtuous. You're blackmailing me, and I refuse to pay blackmail. Elon is the one who now has the moral high ground, and he's the victim of a real crime. From this point forward, Elon is in control of the conversation. The interviewer is dancing to Elon's tune. You can see the consternation and confusion in real time.
But
The interviewer literally can't understand, can't comprehend that Elon doesn't care if the advertisers go away.
I understand that, but there's a reality too, right?
Elon is brutally honest. He admits, if the status quo maintains the advertising boycott, they will force Twitter, X, out of business. And Elon will allow that to happen before he pays the blackmail.
I mean, if the company fails because of an advertiser boycott, it will fail because of an advertiser boycott. And that will be what bankrupted the company, and that's what everybody on Earth will know.
The interviewer desperately tries to hold to the narrative he spent the first part of the discussion weaving. No. Twitter X won't fail because of an advertiser boycott. It will fail because you said naughty things on Twitter X.
And it'll be gone because of an advertiser boycott.
But you recognize that some of those people are going to say that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform.
Elon doesn't take the bait. He doesn't try to get into some sort of debate or what will cause the company to fail.
Let the chips fall where they may.
If you think about it, this is a really bizarre conversation. The interviewer tells Elon, if you don't do what the status quo wants, we will destroy Twitter. Elon says, go ahead, I don't care, destroy it. And then the interviewer spends the next few minutes trying to convince Elon that he should care about the thing that they want to destroy. Once it finally sinks in that Elon can't be threatened by destroying Twitter, the interviewer quickly transitions, spends a good chunk of the rest of the discussion desperately trying to find leverage, something that can be used to bring Elon back in line, force him to censor Twitter. What I find fascinating, the interviewer's worldview is so different from Elon's that he never realized that throughout the video, Elon was very upfront, explicitly told the interviewer what his values were, the things he cared about. Simply put, he revealed his morality.
I'm saying what I care about is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil.
Elon values his word, honesty, and doing good. This is another point in the discussion that reveals its real purpose, struggle session. Because if I had been talking to Musk, not like I'd ever get to talk to Musk, because why would he want to talk to me? But if I had been talking to Musk, I would have wanted to pursue this topic. Again, Elon has revealed part of his morality. He believes in good and evil and has a strong sense of right and wrong. And it's clear that those beliefs are informing his decision-making processes and his actions. I'd want to explore how that happens. Why would I want to explore Elon's morality? Moral people can be incredibly dangerous. You never put somebody in a position to where they have to choose between their morality, their honor, or their loyalty. You may not like the choice they make. There are quite a few examples from history where a king, lord, ruler of some type put one of their subjects in a position to where they had to choose between their morality, their honor, or their loyalty, and the person who's put in that position drew their sword and cut down the ruler. For most of us, when the status quo comes and says, do what we want or else, we have two choices. Do what they want or else. Elon Musk, on the other hand, he had the ability to say, how about we change the rules? Elon was put into a position to where he had no choice. For his own survival, for his ability to continue doing good as he saw it, he had to fight back. He had to change the rules. I'm always talking about a paradigm shift, moving from one age to another, from one way of seeing the world to another way of seeing the world. These shifts always start slow as a trickle. They build up over time, and then they end up as an avalanche. You never have one event that causes a paradigm shift, but you have key moments, important moments that can cause the shift to speed up. And I'm arguing that this interview, this struggle session, was one of those key events. As is so often the case, this key event was triggered by arrogance and hubris. The status quo thought they had the power and leverage to publicly humiliate Elon Musk, force him to bend the knee, do their bidding. They also saw this as an opportunity to make a point to the rest of the world. If we can do this to Elon Musk, you peasants, you better do what you're told too. Elon understands the power dynamics of this new paradigm. It's the old status quo, the political and social elites, versus a newly empowered public. Elon bet on the public. So far, he's winning. At any rate, I hope I've given you all something to think about, and until next time, y'all be safe. If you all are still here, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. While you're at it, why don't you like this video, subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell. You can hear me yammer on about something else next time. And feel free to share this video far and wide.
Please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment.